Okay, today we're going to learn how to make an animation using Scratch programming. Hopefully you've already tried playing the game that I made and making your own game, and this is now the next step. So if you go to the Scratch website and then click on Create, it'll open a new project for us. Okay, so we're going to make an animation, so we'll start with an empty screen, so we'll get rid of the cat. And then we're going to change the background. So we'll add a new backdrop. Let's start with the hallway. Okay, and we need a couple of characters, so we'll start with, let's click on people. So this guy, we'll pick Frank. Then we will choose this guy, D-Money. Okay, so we're going to do an animation today on a topical news story, so let's rename this guy. Oh, I don't know, let's call him Boris. Then we'll call this guy Dominic. Okay, and you just move them to wherever you want them to be on the screen. Okay, so now we go to all the code blocks. So as before, we move them into the middle to use them. So we're going to start with events. We're going to have a green flag clicked, and then so in fact, let's start with, change that, let's start with Boris. Green flag is clicked, so make sure Boris is clicked. And then we're using the code now. So when green flag is clicked, Boris will speak. So he will say, Dom, can't believe you drove all the way to the East End of Glasgow during lockdown. Okay, just now it lasts for 2 seconds. We won't be fast enough to read it, so we'll make it 5. So let's test that. Each time we go, we just press the green flag to test it. You can see it on the wee screen over here. Okay, once somebody's finished talking, we'll wait 1 second, so there's a bit of a gap, and then we need to use this broadcast function down here. Okay, so we'll add in broadcast message 1. The reason for that is rather than timing everything, then it means if you want to add in something later, it mucks up the time. So if we use this broadcast function, it makes everything easier. Okay, so we'll go over to Dominic. So instead of green flag click this time, he waits until he receives message 1. So he receives the broadcast. And then we'll have him saying, I heard about this competition called The Game, and I wanted to win a fantastic prize. Okay. Again, a bit longer. Okay, so if you press the green flag, Boris will speak. 5 seconds, he'll wait a second, and then Dominic will speak. Okay. After Dominic's speech, wait a second, and then we add a new broadcast. So you add the old one and you just edit it. So we'll call it message 2, and we'll just keep going like that. Okay, back to Boris. So when I receive message 1 and change it to message 2, we'll say you idiot, it's all online, you play on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, each time we do something, we'll just test it works the way you want. Okay, so that's us for the first scene. Just have a wee pause in the middle. And then we'll do a new broadcast. So this will be message 3. Okay, and this time what I want to do is change the backdrop. Just make it a bit more interesting. So click on the backdrop. This time we'll just make sure it's on the hallway at the beginning. So when green flag is clicked, switch backdrop to hall. And then we'll add a new backdrop. Let's use urban, so the middle of the street. Okay, so that was when I received message 3. And we will switch backdrop to urban. Okay, and then back to Boris. So when he receives message 3, just have a wee gap after the screen changes, and then he says I still can't believe he drove all the way to Glasgow. He just won't let it go, will he? Let's test that. Okay, so they're back in the hallway. Bit of speech. And then the background will change. And then a bit more speech. Okay, new broadcast. Okay, message 4, so we're on to Dominic. When I receive message 4, and he says, I'm sorry, Bojo. I didn't realise it was all online. Okay. Wait 1 second. Broadcast. Message 5. Okay, and test that. Okay, last message will have back to Boris when I receive message 5. He says, had enough, you're fired. There we go. Okay, so test that. Just check everything works the way you want it to. Okay, so now it's your turn. You could start by watching the one I've made, then try and make something similar for yourself, and then you can maybe make one of your own. So you can have your own characters your own backdrop. If you want to be a bit more adventurous, you can make them move as well. There's a few other things you can do, you can play about with it. So hopefully this tutorial will help. If you need to, you can watch it again. You can pause it while you're working on Scratch for yourself. And then once you're done, you can send us a screenshot or a video or a link to your project, and so we can watch it too. Okay, good luck.